Yeah, this is the gold chart. Today, gold and silver are looking like they're taking a pretty good bounce. I was kind of thinking that usually when it does a hard dive down during the day, the bounce occurs. But I want to point out that it looks like the downward trend to me is still intact. I got to look at the chart. Now, the chart sometimes, I know what people say about charts and chartists and all this type of stuff. Yeah, it's like for instance, there's an upward trend here. How do you know when it's going to a downward trend? How do you know it's going to go an upward trend? You could say resistance points. You could say the Fibonacci. You could say a lot of different things. Elliott wave cycles or whatever. I personally, what I'm looking at. I think they're hiding something with this euro. They're glossing it over like everything's fine, and I don't buy it. And I also have this little theory sometimes that, let me look at this silver chart. This looks like a perfect downward trend, right? Even though it's up and you got a green mark here today, right? Well, it had three in a row here too before, so I mean, you don't know 100%. Let me just go to the 8-hour chart. But a lot of times it seems like I think they're playing. They pull people in. They pull the longs in, and they get hammered. I think this thing is actually going downward for at least another week or so. So I'm going to hang in my position for double leverage short on gold and silver. And actually, in a way, I'm kind of like long on some other things like oil. I'm long on double leverage. Got silver stocks and some other agricultural stuff. So winds up that I'm just kind of staying even. But I'm going to wind up selling off this double short position in silver gold if it goes down much lower. I think this is going in cycles of about 4 or 5 days. Like if you look, you had this drop over here. Then it rose, and then it was like, say, this is March 1st, and it dropped down to like on March 6th. That was about 6 days. You had a downward trend. Then March 6th to March 10th, 4 days, upward trend. Then March 10th down to March 14th, downward trend, 4 days. March 14th up to the 19th, 5 days on the up, and then down like the 22nd, 3 days down on the low. Maybe it'll be the 26th. Now, if I was in a long position on silver on leverage, I'd be more nervous than being in the short position, even though it's not going the right way today. Now, I'm using double leverage because it doesn't erode that fast. And over a couple weeks, if it goes down, maybe next week's going to show some surprise news. That's what I'm kind of expecting. Because usually silver does this, We're looking back in December. Yeah, everything's looking great. Oh, it's going back up to this resistance point, and all of a sudden, wham, wham. And I'm thinking that's coming up. And I think once it gets down below here, I might dump it because I'll get nervous. But that's what I'm expecting it to do, even though it's going up today. They got a way of drawing in the longs. I think the longs are going to get slaughtered right now, even though silver's a very good metal. Fundamentally it is. I like this coin. It's pretty cool. It's got the Marine Corps on it, 1775, November 10th. Now, I want to point out something because I think sometimes these silver pundits are, they aggravate me because they're always bullish. And they say that every time silver goes down, it's J.P. Morgan. And it's conspiracy. Well, you know what? Every commodity seems to move with silver, in other words, I'm looking at crude oil, right? Crude oil went up $1.67, approximately the same amount of silver. It went down approximately the same amount with silver yesterday. Is that because J.P. Morgan shorted it? I don't know. Come on. That's why these guys, I'm really getting sick of that garbage they keep spewing out there about the banksters are to blame for everything. The banksters are part of the market, and the market rules. So eventually, what's going to happen. Silver's going to go up. But I just want to point out something else, a little more common sense. Yeah, this is a picture of the Marine Corps, engraved on a silver coin. I don't know who makes this coin. But, they're planting a flag on Mount Suribachi in Iwo Jima, right? Now, did they plant this flag on Mount Suribachi because they had silver coins in their pocket? Hell no. It has to do with an effort or a drive to do something. And actually, this is really what's wrong with the economy in a nutshell. Because most people are into silver. They just think they're going to go ahead, and because they have silver in their pocket, everything's going to be fine. They're going to be saved. Wrong. It actually requires some real effort to before to drive the economy, and it's not all about some of the things that the economy is driven by right now. Because really, what the problem is we have a BS fluff economy that's based upon a lot of things that are basically either entertainment or snake oil or uh, established medicine, which is a lot of crack, quackery, pharmaceutical drugs, and a lot of different garbage things that do not produce something that's actually constructive that people need. The actual real economy is the people that are building, people that are making something, the skilled laborers, the farmers, people into agriculture. The farmers can actually be healers by growing organic foods, which you wouldn't need these quack doctors and pharmaceutical people. Now, that is actually the economy. So, but a lot of times, I look at a lot of these people talking about silver left and right, and I see them selling snake oil. And I want to give an example. They talk about the billionaires that are going to be investing in silver when silver becomes $500 an ounce, $1,000 an ounce, or whatever. The billionaires aren't going to do that. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? That would be if they invest in silver at $1,000 an ounce. The only reason they would do that is because they expect the price to go up. And maybe at $1,000 an ounce, maybe that's going to be tapped out. Maybe that's going to be the top of the price. I don't know. But if they're going to do anything at $1,000 an ounce, I would think they would buy a silver mine and sell the product to the public at $1,000 an ounce, because a silver mine would be extremely profitable. But at one point in time, a lot of these metals, I mean, yes, you could say this metal's in industrial use, but so is copper, so is aluminum, so is nickel, so is palladium, you know? And you can say, yes, it's a precious metal. Actually, I think right now it is a very smart thing to buy, even though I think it might drop down a little further. I personally have enough of these coins. I don't want to keep buying some more of them because I'm too much lopsided on precious metals as it is. But silver itself is not going to save the economy. People are. People are. People working together, like in this little engraving right here, are going to save the economy. And actually, putting out all the snake oil is going to save the economy, which a lot of the snake oil is in your professional fields. It's the bureaucrats, the accountants, the CPAs, the lawyers, the attorneys, the medical people, probably number one, biggest snake oil salespeople going. And it's actually some of these silver pundits, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that they're going to probably cause the currency to go devalue more and more and more because of printing more money, and that's going to be Ben Bernanke's solution to doing anything, printing more money. That's how he's going to stimulate the economy. But so that your money is going to be going down in value. So it's a no-brainer to buy the silver coins. But as far as the price of silver being affected strictly by the banksters, that is total snake oil. That's total snake oil. Look at every commodity there is. I know this chart. This is off of Kitco, but palladium had an extremely bad day. And what a silver person would say, well, that's because it's palladium. Well, let me put it this way: palladium is far more industrial usage as a percentage than silver ever was. Why did palladium go down so much yesterday? Was it the banksters? Was J.P. Morgan shorting palladium? No, it has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the market forces that are going on. When there's a positive outlook on the economy, a lot of times all the industrial metals go up. When there's more production going on, the industrial metals go up. And they go up to a certain point where it actually will hamper the economy because of the price. And the price will have to come down because it'll slow down the economy. It's just a matter of cycles. And I think right now, the cyclical trend in gold and silver is still downward, so I'm holding my position on double leverage. Some people today might be thinking I'm crazy for holding that position. I should be getting out of it, or should have got out of it yesterday. But I think the trend might continue downward possibly on Monday or Tuesday. And I think it is going to drop down to probably, gold might go down to 1,500, but I think it's going to go at least 1,600. But beware of some kind of news that these clowns are hiding behind the scenes about the euro. That's just my intuition. That's my intuition saying that. They're hiding something. And I say this thing is going to drop like a stone on some bad news, not fundamentally, but on some bad news, and they'll run from these assets, and we're going to see some serious pullbacks. That's when I'm going to get the hell out of it and switch my position. But I do want to point out again that these people saying that shiny silver coins are going to save the world. No, it's like people in this picture that are going to save the world. Working together and doing real productivity. That's what saves the world. It's not the coin itself. Just remember that.